I'm Chef Alon Shaya, and I love being a tourist right here in Louisiana. It's easy to do thanks to LouisianaTravel.com. Whether it's a day trip outside of town to try a new restaurant or a 3-day outdoor adventure with the family, LouisianaTravel.com has all the trip ideas and planning tools you'll need. So log on, explore a great state, and pick your passion in Louisiana. Visit LouisianaTravel.com.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Office of Tourism and this station.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the Flea Market.
Tubby and Coos, Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton, just off Orleans and Carrollton. Books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. Find them on the web at tubbyandcoos.com and sign up for their geekly newsletter. Tubby and Coos, more than books.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
March 3rd through the 5th, CoastCon celebrates its 40th anniversary. Join us for the 40th annual Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Gaming Convention held in Mississippi's Gulf Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. Enjoy 3 days of gaming, costumes, shopping, and guest panels with celebrities like actor Oded Fair from the Mummy and Resident Evil franchises, and New York Times best-selling authors Robert Buettner and Claudia Gray. This March 3rd through the 5th, come celebrate 40 years of CoastCon. For more information, go to coastcon.org.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280, coming to you live from the tubbyandcoos.com studios. This is David D. Squared with
Brian Held.
Brian, how the hell are you, buddy?
I am so super awesome, I could explode.
Wow, do that, please. I want to watch. But I'm not cleaning the windows afterwards.
Okay.
You clean up the studio after. So,
all right.
Brian, how was your trip to Pensacola?
Oh, my God. I had such a great time at Pensacon this weekend. Guys, look, it's February. I'm going to pull up the dates here in a second, but it's February 23rd, 24th, 25th of 2018.
Okay.
Right? Get it on your calendar now. You have to go to this event. It is just epic.
The pictures looked small. I mean, I'm assuming that the event was not small, but the pictures looked small. Like was it more condensed than your usual conventions?
So I've heard people call this DragonCon Light, and I can see the elements of that because you have the Bay Center, right,
okay,
which is where the Ice Flyers play, and so that whole place, 3 levels of it are all taken up by the con.
Okay.
You have Poseidon's Bay, which is the back lot, and there's more outside activities going on.
Okay.
And of course, we saw the DeLorean and Ecto 1 from New Orleans out there. And then across the street is the main hotel, the Grand Hotel, and there are more events in there. Gaming is in there, and then down the street there's the Le Petit Theater, the Rex Theater, and the Sanger, all holding panels and stuff with all the guests. And then on top of that, there's there's more. Right? There's a robotics institute that was doing tours all weekend associated with the con. There was a solar observatory that you can go and
stare at the sun.
Stare at the sun, yeah, basically, and a lot of stuff, and then the entire town completely rolls out the red carpet for Pensacon.
Wow.
Right, like somebody was telling me first year Pensacola was like, you want to do what? You want to have a what event?
Nerds.
And then when they brought in like 5,000 people and all that
money.
Welcome
back.
Right.
Hi.
And then it was like 10,000 the next year, and then it was 20,000.
Money goes a long way with influencing people, Brian. I learned that young in life.
Well, and so this year they already posted the numbers, 28,500 people at this year's Pensacon.
Who is the half person?
It's 500, Dave.
Oh, okay,
right.
sorry.
So, and you're so silly. And then, of course, like we went to Vinyl Music, which is a concert hall downtown. We saw the 2-Minute Cage play, which is, I've got some cool stories about that. And in fact, we're going to get Kim Trails, the lead singer of 2-Minute Cage, as a guest coming soon. And then they had Voltaire, who he played. He's headlined at Dragon Con like 18 years running. Okay. And then every bar and restaurant down the strip was all themed, like X-Files, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, like the whole 9 yards.
Googly moogly.
Yeah, dude, I'm not playing around. It was so incredible.
So I got to play video games all weekend.
Yeah, so how was that?
Not only Game Fest, we had a good time, man. It was me and Skungy out there, so not much was accomplished. But we watched a lot of Mortal Kombat. They had a whole bunch of just stuff going on. But I got to give a shout-out to our boy Will. He came up to the table, and, Skungy and I are sitting there, and he just walks up, and he stares at me, and he goes, Geraldo Rivera. I'm like, Geraldo Rivera? Like, what the? And then I'm like, oh, the guy who opened up Al Capone's vault, and it was just dirt in it. You and I were completely blanked on who the hell it was.
Right.
We're saying, your boy Weird Al.
Or Maury. Oh, yeah, Weird Al from UHF.
Yeah, right.
Because he parodied it, yeah.
Right. So, man, we had a great time. I'm pretty sure they had more people than last year, and it was a little bit bigger, and the dealer's room was actually like a dealer's room.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually bought some art.
What?
I did. It was Cobra art.
Of course it was.
But yeah, dude, it's awesome.
And and you are on video from that event. Did you know?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So Trey Guillory.
Oh, that's right. He asked if he could interview me. I forgot about that.
And that is live. So we need to get that on our Facebook page so folks can see you being silly.
Yes, we'll do that. Yeah. All right. As always, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/The Week in Geek, or check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, once we're off the air, we're going to load this up on Spreaker.com, or you can download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet.
We love Spreaker.
Oh, we do. We're on the front page of Spreaker this week, guys, so we're really excited about that.
So, yeah, we didn't hire some, firm in India to, to troll our page and give us a whole bunch of listens to the podcast.
Yeah,
we got 500 some odd listens.
Oh, yes. It's actually over 600 now.
Sweet.
Yes. We're also on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and at FoxSportsAM1280.com.
iHeartRadio app. Listen to us anywhere, including your bedroom.
Oh, geez.
You were about to say most definitely.
So anyway, I wanted to mention real quick, guys, we don't have Skungy on tonight. He doesn't have a review for us.
Fired.
No, he's not fired. His demo copy came in late, so he's going to have it next week. I wanted to mention in lieu of that thanks to our buddy Dan over at WYMPodcast.com.
Are those guys that curse?
They do curse a lot.
Swearity?
Yes. It's a swearity, but we like them. They wanted me to mention the Video Game History Foundation goes live on it's Monday, the 27th. You can find it at gamehistory.org. It sounds really cool. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's going to, I guess, be a history site about video games. I'm excited to check it out.
Well, you know what? That's a nice little teaser for when we get to Top Nerd News and we discuss Atari and Nerdlandia.
Yes,
Brian,
exactly.
We must plant the flag of Nerdlandia, but first you must create the flag, Brian.
I will.
Because you're a doodler.
Do we have time for that interview?
Yeah, we'll make time. We got tons of time. Actually, before we do that, I thought we wanted to talk about something else, and now I can't remember what the hell it was. So it doesn't matter. So why don't you set up this interview with Terry Farrell that you scored at Pentacon?
Yeah. From it's Terry Farrell, who played Jadzia Dax in DS9. And
she had a first name?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Dax.
No, it's Jadzia Dax, yes.
Dax.
Well, that's what most everybody called her.
Yeah, I didn't know she had a first name.
All right.
I just thought it was Dax. I'm not screwing with you.
That's
all right, fine. Here she is.
This is Brian Hell with the Week in Geek radio show on Fox Sports 1280, and I'm here with Terry Farrell. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
We're doing wonderful. So, of course, you were Jadzia Dax in DS9, but you've done a lot more stuff, and one of the things that we were talking about briefly recently is the DS9 documentary. You want to tell me about that?
Oh, yeah. We just it's so exciting. We're on Indiegogo. Our campaign's still running, although we're doing really great. So big shout out and thank you to the fans for all your support, because the more you guys give, the more we can produce and the better documentary we can create. So this is all very exciting. I had a day where I took over the campaign Twitter feed, and one of the gifts is, or for contribution, $200. I make I make Trail House cookies, and you can find these videos on the Indiegogo page, and any support you guys give us is great.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, two of the writers who were originally on DS9 got together and talked about a new episode or something that they wrote recently. Can you talk about that at all?
Oh, I think it's a 8th season that will never happen. It's that. But my character has already passed, so I'm not in it. So quite frankly, I don't really care.
Oh, come on.
I wanted to be reoccurring. I didn't want to die, so yeah.
All right, that's cool. Now, you have been working on some recent stuff. I noticed a show called Renegades. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, I think that right now, I don't know details, but I did get a link to it because I think the people who have been the supporters have just gotten their first link. I don't know when it gets released. It sounds funny, worldwide on the web, but I did it with Walter. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to work with Walter, and Tim Russ directed. He did an awesome job, and I'm anxious to see it. I haven't seen it because I've been traveling, but yeah.
Okay, and is that another crowdfunded type show?
Yes, it was.
And that seems to be a phenomenon that's happening a lot lately. We had Con Man, right, and other ventures that have come out as crowdfunding. I mean, do you see this as a continuing trend in Hollywood?
Oh, I think definitely. I think any medium where people can create, they're going to do it. So the opportunity to create is there, and the support is there from the fans. That's how these things happen, and it's wonderful because it's just interesting to watch people at all levels of filmmaking being able to create and grow. So I think it's amazing.
Well, and of course, we produce great things when everybody's involved, and it's not just a closed, ecosystem of filmmakers, right?
Right, exactly.
So how can folks keep up with you? How can they find more about you?
Well, my Twitter feed is at 4 Terry Farrell, and I have a Facebook page, Terry Farrell. And otherwise, right now, what I'm doing is I am packing up from Pennsylvania, and I'm moving back to Los Angeles. But my son will be in 8th grade, so I'm pretty much be an at-home mom still. But I think in LA, there might be little things here and there I can get involved in. Might be fun.
Yeah, maybe some voice acting or something?
Oh, that would be cool. That would be very cool, yeah.
Well, we definitely look forward to it. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, Brian, thank you.
Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
The 40th Annual Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Gaming Convention, CoastCon, is happening this March 3rd through the 5th in the Gulf Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. Join us as CoastCon celebrates 40 years of gaming, costumes, shopping, and panels with celebrity guests, such as actor Oded Fehr from the Mummy and Resident Evil franchises, actor and director Michael Coleman from ABC's Once Upon a Time. For more information, go to coastcon.org. Be there when CoastCon turns 40 March 3rd through the 5th in Biloxi.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief. Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
This is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280.
There was a time in this country when smart people were considered cool.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios.
Well, maybe not cool, but smart people did things.
Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
All right, so rolling on with the interviews.
Well, I thought we wanted to do something else. Didn't we want to, get educated? That's why I opened up with the whole smart people thing.
Okay, all right, let's do that.
All right.
And now it's time for the Word of the Day.
Hell, you could say that 10,000 times and it still wouldn't be enough.
It fires me up, man.
I love it. Say it one more time.
Shake it back!
The Word of the Day.
I love it. Say it one more time.
Shake it back!
The Word of the Day is brought to you by CoastCon 40. Come celebrate the 40th anniversary of CoastCon March 3rd through the 5th at the Biloxi Gulf Coast Coliseum. The Word of the Day.
All right, Brian, so educate me.
All right, this is a strange word.
A strange word?
Yeah, it's Procrustean.
Procrustean?
Procrustean.
Like crustacean? Is that somebody who really likes crabs?
No, it means tending to produce conformity by violent or arbitrary means.
Well, that's a lot of big words. Can we have multiple words of the day? I need a lifeline. Well, say it again.
Procrustean. All right.
Oh wait, it's in my show notes.
It is in your show
notes.
notes.
What is it again? Say it. I like to hear you talk.
Procrustean.
Tending to produce conformity by violent or arbitrary means. So
the reason that is
you will conform, damn you. Is that what it is?
It's
beat the crap out of somebody until they say what you want them to say?
Working with you is a Procrustean endeavor. Is sometimes.
Are you saying I threaten you with physical violence?
Yes, all the time. So what was interesting to me is that it entered the English language in the mid-1600s. It comes from Procrustes.
It sounds like
right? A robber from classical mythology who stretched or amputated the limbs of travelers to make them conform to the length of his bed. Right?
Oh,
it's a Greek mythology. I thought it was kind of nifty. I like the whole story behind it. And
that's like my old vampire LARP character, Testicles.
No,
he was a Greek vampire, Testicles.
Stop.
He was a toreador. Those toreadors are a little weird, man.
Yeah, you're a little weird.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of weird, why don't you tell us about this next interview?
It's not weird at all.
Oh, okay.
No. So this was another interview I got at Pensacon with producer PJ Harzma. He works on Con Man, and let me tell you what, this guy was fantastic.
He's like a producer, huh?
Yeah, and he's was just great to deal with. We went and sat up in the bleachers of the auditorium and just kind of hung out for a bit and had this interview. It was so
Did you
super
smoke
cool.
a doobie behind the bleachers later?
No.
Okay.
But why don't you go ahead and roll it, Dave?
Okay, we'll do that.
This is Brian Held with the Week in Geek radio show on Fox Sports 1280, and I'm joined by producer PJ Harzma. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, you're a producer of a very special project, and one that we at the show absolutely love. It's Con Man. Tell me about it.
Well, Con Man takes the characters Jack Moore, played by Nathan Fillion, and Ray Nearly, played by Alan Tudyk. 10 years after their hit sci-fi show Spectrum is canceled, Jack Moore goes on to great heights fame like Matt Damon. But Ray Nearly gets stuck in Comic-Con hell, and he hates it. He wants to be a real actor, and he wants to be like his friend Jack. And it follows all the shenanigans that goes on behind stage with the celebrities. And Ray is always trying to get out, and he keeps this shit on the fans, but they keep pulling him back in. And everything he does wrong, he has to pay for it times 10. And it's just a lot of fun, and it's a lot of hilarity.
Now, this is an excellent opportunity for you to get a lot of unique cameos into the show. There are so many actors and actresses that show up in this production. I mean, how cool is that?
It's really fun to be able to work with your friends and tell them, hey, we got this great project, you want to be in on it. And a lot of people say they're doing stuff, and we did it, and we thought that it would be imposing on them to come do it. But now we ran out of parts for everybody that wanted to be in it, and now we bump into people and he goes, you can put me on comment, right? You can put me on comment. So it's really fun, and everybody that came just brought their A game and so much love and passion to it. It's just been a dream job.
One of the things that's so absolutely incredible about Conman is the method by which you managed to make this happen, in that it was crowdfunded, which, I mean, is outside of the Hollywood norm. Tell me about the groundbreaking that y'all have done in that area.
Well, we didn't set out to crowdfund it. Crowdfunding back then, which was about, 2014, 2 or 3 years ago, it still had a bit of a stigma to it, especially with bigger players, like Nathan and Alan and the people around them. It's just like, really, you're going to go do that? But we had gone the traditional route to the studios, and in the meetings, the people would refer to the fan base as those nerds, or, oh yeah, I know, my kid went to one of those things once. Oh yeah, that's where all those nerds are. And we just kept feeling that nobody got it. They weren't appreciating the fan base like we do. And instead of making a deal with them, we just together one day decided, listen, let's go get this ourselves and make what we want to make, instead of having to change things or do it with people that don't understand it. And so we set out and we crowdfunded, and we raised $3.2 million in a month. And we set records. They were the most to $1 million, and the most money ever raised for a web series across all channels. The fastest to $1 million, the most in one day back then. Great records. And it was just because the fans saw the authenticity of what we were doing, and they said, yeah, I want to make this, and I'm going to pay for it.
So one of the things that vastly amused me, because I was watching that campaign as it was happening, is y'all couldn't make goal videos fast enough to keep up with the goals that you were hitting, and we got some really choice stuff out of that. So, yeah.
It was just me, Alan, and an assistant sitting in a 10 by 12 room launching this thing, and the night before, I had 4 of the goal videos ready, because I was editing them. I'd go take Alan in the other room and shoot it, come back. I had 4 of them ready, and I thought, that's enough. I can start making them. I got 4 weeks, and we broke through so many goals so fast that I gave up. I couldn't make them fast enough. Like, I was trying to get the 5th goal video ready, and we were on the 9th goal.
No, that's fantastic. And I have to say that the shot at a unnamed studio is probably my favorite.
Are we allowed to swear? That whole thing with Fox was fun, and that was my favorite one. We hit upon the emotional touch points that fan base felt they weren't being heard. The fact that their favorite show got canceled and one of their favorite characters got killed, and we really worked on that, and the idea of, if you want to see these 2 back in a spaceship again, let's make it ourselves.
No, definitely, and I think that's one of the best taglines that you guys used for the entire campaign. I mean, I was sucked right into it. Now, so there's a full season out, right? The DVD's here, and it's only available at cons, but you can stream it online. Tell me about Season 2.
So Season 2, now we're with Lionsgate and their channel Comic-Con HQ. Season 2's fun. It's about 4 months after Season 1, and we get to peek into Jack Moore's life now. And we get to see just how hard it is for him to get things done, or when his career starts to change, and how the Australians are taking over all the parts, because they're the real Americans now. They're the Americans we like to misremember. And my favorite part of Season 2, though, is the musical. We do a musical of Mice and Men with Lou Ferrigno and Ray Nearly, and we changed the name to I'm With Stupid, and it's the best piece of TV you'll ever watch. Like, we actually sing songs and dance, and it's so good, so good.
And is Season 2 out? Is it available?
Yeah, Season 2's out. You can watch it through Comic-Con HQ if you want to get it on Amazon, or all the different digital places, Roku, all the places that you would just download. You can download the Comic-Con HQ app and watch it that way, iTunes.
Now, I was absolutely blown away, walking up to your table today. You have twice the size dealer's table as most of the guys here, and it's covered in Conman-related items. Like, where did all of this come from?
That's my job. Yeah, all this is my job. I love watching people walk up to it and see something that I created and squeal, and like, oh, I got to have that. And we also have a lot of signed stuff, like still have signed props and signed scripts and signed pictures. And we're working on expanding the line. We just signed a deal with QMX, the people that do the Firefly stuff, and they're going to start making the plushies and the Nathan and Alan toys, and so that's coming this year, and some jewelry stuff, just lots of Con Man stuff.
Definitely. Now, as a quick aside, I've noticed some recent chatter about the possibility of a Firefly reboot. Do you have any commentary on that?
I was talking to Alan about it the other day when Fox made that announcement about. Fox said, we'd do a Firefly reboot if Joss was attached. But I don't know what the feelings are after the way they botched season 1, so I don't know.
Oh, and that's cool. That's fair. Now, one of the biggest things that we talked about is there's a video game that you guys have put out associated with Con Man. Tell me about that.
Well, that was the last of the stretch goals when we kept bringing the money in for the crowdfunding. And the idea was, well, let's make Con Man the game. So Con Man the game stars everybody from Con Man, and you have to build your own comic book convention, and then you have to protect it from the aliens of Spectrum who arrive and try to burn it down. Joss Whedon's your janitor. Kevin Smith's your security guard. Bobby gets to be your promotions manager. All the different VIPs from Spectrum are there, and you assign them to a booth, and they sign pictures. And you have to get cosplayers to fight the aliens. So you have to get these super fans that are cosplayers and collect pins for them so they up their powers, and then they go and fight the aliens in an arena for you as Ray and the rest of the con cheers you on.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
It's just insane. It's just a weird... Jerry Lansing goes out and gives you messages like get phone numbers from people at the con. I mean, it's crazy. It's good. It's good fun.
No, that's cool. So where can folks go to find out more about all of this and the stuff that you guys are working on?
We try to keep everything at one URL. So if you just go to conmantheseries.com, everything's there. The game's there. The comics are there. The store is there. He links over to the Facebook page. It's all at conmantheseries.com. You'll get everything.
Well, PJ, thank you so much for taking the time. It was absolutely fantastic.
You're welcome. I appreciate it.
From the Taxman Financial Service Traffic Center.
If you're traveling on I-10 East in Slidell, we've got some thick traffic starting to develop just before Gauze Boulevard. And if you're traveling up to I-59 northbound, looks like we've got an accident near the Pearl River Welcome Center just north of I-12. The Knights of Babylon Parade is underway, and the lead of the parade is making its way down St. Charles Avenue, heading toward Louisiana Avenue. If you see traffic problems, call 504-620-1000. I'm Lisa Baquet.
This report is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America invites you to take steps for cures at a walk near you. Support the 1.6 million Americans living with these diseases. Get started at cctakesteps.org.
This Carnival Season Report is brought to you by the Louisiana Lottery.
Happy Thursday from the Fox 8 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Shelby Latino. Plenty of sunshine in store for us today with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. So it'll be a warm one. In fact, we'll be getting close to record highs this afternoon. Another day of near records for tomorrow as temperatures climb into the low 80s with partly cloudy skies and virtually no rain until late Friday night. From the Fox 8 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Shelby Latino. Have a great day.
Hey, listen up. It's easy to play Easy Bucks. Just stop by any lottery retailer and ask for Easy Bucks. You could win up to $1,000. Play Easy Bucks today. It's just that easy. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Hi, I'm Bob Pittman, CEO of iHeartMedia. Here's something you probably didn't know. Broadcast radio reaches more people in America than television. That's right, AM/FM radio. Broadcast radio has never been bigger, reaching 93% of Americans every week. That's bigger than TV, Facebook, and Google, too. If you're a marketer who needs to reach new fans, visit iHeartMedia.com and go to the one place everyone is listening, AM/FM radio.
This week on Big Easy Deals, get a family 4-pack to the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas. At the aquarium, penguins, stingrays, sharks, and other deep-sea creatures await your visit. Get your family 4-pack for only $48 at FoxSportsAM1280.com. Keyword deals.
AutoZone presents How to Rev Up Your Refund. Turn your tax refund into a lot more miles. Thanks to AutoZone, you can find the right oil change supplies to protect your engine mile after mile. Right now, buy 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and an STP filter for just $23.99 and get a free pair of Mechanic Square gloves by mail. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. See store for restrictions and details.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway, across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the Unflea Market.
The 40th Annual Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Gaming Convention, CoastCon, is happening this March 3rd through the 5th in the Gulf Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. Join us as CoastCon celebrates 40 years of gaming, costumes, shopping, and panels with celebrity guests, such as actor Oded Fehr from the Mummy and Resident Evil franchises, actor and director Michael Coleman from ABC's Once Upon a Time. For more information, go to coastcon.org. Be there when CoastCon turns 40 March 3rd through the 5th in Biloxi.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you. When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
This is the Week in Geek.
That is illogical, Ensign. Odors cannot travel through the vacuum of space.
On Fox Sports 1280.
Fascinating.
Broadcasting from the TubbyandCoos.com studios.
Most illogical reaction.
Here's David and Brian.
You realize that the aim will, of course, be very crude.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
All right. Well, are you ready for some top nerd news?
I am always ready for top nerd news.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Kasha's Bazaar. Find them at 5727 Jefferson Highway. And now, our top nerd news stories.
All right, Brian, what are we talking about today?
Well, I think we're going to start...
top nerd news story.
We're going to start with NASA because, oh my God, NASA has revealed the largest batch of Earth-sized habitable zone planets around a single star earlier this week, and that's absolutely fascinating.
In the fabled Goldilocks zone?
Yeah, well, there's a system, right, that has 7 Earth-like planets. 3 of them are in the habitable zone, the Goldilocks zone, as it were, of that system, and oh my God, it's awesome.
Well, see, I'm reading the article here, and earlier it said the name of the system is the TRAPPIST. The exoplanet system is called TRAPPIST-1.
Right.
So is that named after the Trappist monks that make Chimay ale?
No, it's named after the telescope, let's see if I can get this right. I'm going to murder it. Transiting Planets and Planetesimal Small Telescope in Chile. But those monks might be hanging out over there.
They could be. No, they're in Belgium.
All right. Well, there you go.
Trust me, I know. I spent my senior year drinking a lot of Trappist Chimay ale.
Okay. But, the system's 40 light years away.
40 light years away?
Yeah. So I was trying to book a trip for you.
Oh, really?
One way.
One way?
Yeah. But,
well, thanks, Brian. That's very kind of you.
Right.
So, all right. How far can we get, right? I mean, 40 light years is really a long freaking way, man.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, how far can we currently travel, if at all?
Well, we really can't travel.
We're not even out of our own solar system yet.
Right. We still got a ways to go.
We're ejecting space junk out into there.
Right.
We're like littering the universe.
We're making some small leaps and bounds with some of the propulsion technology that they're working on that can maybe get us to Mars in weeks versus years. So, but we still have a ways to go.
Well, like in further investigating of this article, one of the things that jumped out at me is like all 7 planets could have liquid water. The key to life as we know it. And what I like about the key to life as we know it, and I'm not jerking your chain, I'm actually kind of trying to be a little cerebral about this.
Okay.
Key to life as we know it. I mean, you ever, a lot of the games we've played, they've had silicon-based, life
Right.
forms and stuff. So as we know it, we're probably looking for, little hairless apes on all these other planets, or at least amoeba or something like that. Single-cell life forms.
We're looking primarily for carbon-based life forms. That's what we are, right? But yes, like you mentioned, silicon, or even they're talking about the moons of Jupiter having liquid methane, and maybe some sort of methane-based life could exist there, near the core of the moons.
And how would we know how to search for that?
Well, that's all part of the discovery of science.
What if we're just like walking past these things? We don't even know it. Is it like reptilians?
No. We're going to find out.
Is that where they could be? At some point we are going to have to colonize like other planets because we're going to get screwed eventually at some point.
At some point, yes.
At some point. All right, you want to stay in space?
I do.
Let's talk about aliens.
All right, or specifically Klingons.
Klingons.
Yeah. So I don't know about this, man. I'm apparently the Klingons are going to be tough to recognize in the new Star Trek Discovery streaming series that's coming out.
Yeah, well, it was one of the extras tweeted out a picture, hashtag Fandemonium. It's at Conberphysique. So he's an extra, and he's got a picture of looks like 6 or 7 Klingons having lunch.
Is he still an extra after tweeting his photo out?
No.
Yeah.
No, he is not. But he did us all a solid by sending out this picture. Now, they almost kind of look like they've got like these ridged heads, but the ridge isn't just on the forehead. It's all the way to the back of the skull.
So, look, I'm looking at...
The costumes look very Klingonish.
Well, okay, so the costumes themselves look good. My problem is they don't completely look Klingonish. And if you remember, the Star Trek Discovery is set roughly a decade before the events...
A decade?
Yes, a decade before the events of the original series, right? And of course, in the original series, those Klingons looked a lot like humans,
and a lot like Romulans. They just had blue eyeshadow.
Right, exactly. And so the amount of evolution that it would take to make that jump, and unless there's several branches of Klingon at that time. But,
all right, so I guess continuing this conversation as far as when. What was it? It was Deep Space Nine when they did that little time travel episode, and they're like, "Hey, look, Klingons!" And they look at Worf. They're like, "Where? I don't see any Klingons. I don't want to talk about it."
Right.
So now it seems like they want to talk about it.
Well,
but do they? Are we going to see that this is a similar, Romulan race? You got Romulus and Remus. Like the dark side of the moon, Romulans, where that look completely different. They look like Nosferatu.
Well,
are these going to mate with the normal-looking Klingons? But
that could be a possible thread. You
just said. It's evolution can't take place in 10 years.
Right. Exactly.
So, are we talking like germ warfare, like viral, not viral,
I don't know, but
biological warfare.
Even if you extrapolate the evolutionary part, right? We're still talking about we have to get to next generation, right? And that's not that many years, right? Hundreds of years, and that's still too short a time for an evolutionary process that we're talking about.
Right. So evolution is out. So now we have to look into science.
They could come up with some sort of magic trick, movie magic trick to explain it.
As long as they say magic tribble blood, I'm cool with that. But
oh my God.
But if they say it's some reason they had a genetic war going on where it's they went, like the Klingons love to fight. We know that.
They do. They do.
So maybe they went a little too far. They screwed up their biological evolution, wherever they screwed up their biology, and so they're like, okay, we're just going to stick to batleths now.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch the show to find out.
But I don't want to pay to watch it.
Neither do I.
We're back to square one.
We are.
CBS just they suck.
Yeah, they do. All right, what do you want to talk about next?
I don't know. We can stay in space. Let's talk about good space movies. Star Wars is coming out. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It's coming out on Blu-ray and digital download, which is what I'm normally going to get. It's March 24th?
Yes.
March 24th, you can download it on your Xbox or dirty PC. And the Blu-ray release following on April 4th.
Right. And there's going to be tons of extras in there, and I'm excited for the extras.
Yeah, no, I really want to watch it again so I can frame by frame it. Maybe not frame by frame it, but I want to see all the stuff all the articles that popped up while the movie was still in theaters.
Yeah.
About, hey, did you see that? Well, no, I didn't. So
Right.
I'm going to buy a copy so I can see it now.
But you're going to have to buy a Blu-ray or a DVD in order to get all those extras because it's not going to be on the stream.
You can pay extra.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
man, it's like, yeah.
Okay.
They will take your money.
Oh, wow.
Just because, you don't normally, get it with the, with the download.
All right.
It's not like I'm renting it. I'm buying the damn thing.
That's true. All right. Hey, while we're on
want to
Star
talk about
Wars,
your big softy story? I saw you going to the Chewbacca story.
Of course.
Big
So
softy.
It was announced just the other day. Jonas Suotamo has now fully taken over the role as Chewbacca in the Star Wars saga. He's going to appear next in the Han Solo flick. He announced that they're working on it right now. So Peter has retired, and hey, I hope he enjoys retirement. We're still probably going to see him at cons from time to time.
That's good money.
But Jonas is such a really nice guy. We had him on the show just a few weeks ago.
Do we still have his email?
I do. Yes.
You should email him.
Well, maybe.
All right.
So
all right then. Now, Brian, our friend Tibbetts.
Yes.
I was sitting here trying to do the Tulane's basketball game, and I'm working the board for the game. All of a sudden, I see you and Brian going on Facebook Messenger about Atari. So I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? And we're talking about Swordquest.
Yes.
So I was not aware of this because although I only owned an Atari, because I was Poe.
Right.
I don't remember the game completely. I remember of it, but I don't remember this huge prize thing that they were doing.
So
explain.
All right. So I did own a copy of Earthworld. Swordquest was basically the first opportunity or the first time that we see an action adventure game come out in video games, but it's also interactive because Atari basically had $150,000 worth of prizes available for a series of games. I know. And so Swordquest was going to be released.
It's the 80s. That's some mad cash.
Oh, yeah. So they were going to release 4 games, Earthworld, Fireworld, Waterworld, and Airworld. And basically each cartridge came with a comic book.
Right. By DC, yeah.
By DC Comics. And it had part of a story, and it's basically there's these two twins, and they're trying to chase after the sword of ultimate sorcery in order to defeat the evil emperor of the empire, whatever.
The evil Emperor Zurg.
And so in combination of playing the game and finding clues in the game and then using those clues to find words hidden in the comic book, you would send it in, and then if you guessed the correct phrase, Atari would bring you to their headquarters, and you'd play a special version of the game. First person to beat it in like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a timed version.
Right, would win a prize. They had 4 prizes, each worth $25,000. It was the Talisman of Ultimate Truth, thank you, Chalice of Light, Crown of Life, and the Philosopher's Stone. And then the 4 winners at the end would play for the Sword of Ultimate Sorcery,
which is like platinum and gold and ruby encrusted, and all the prizes were like gem encrusted, like what you dream of winning in real life from a D&D game or something.
Exactly. And so the downside is that they had the first Earthworld,
right?
And the guy won it. And
he won the Talisman.
He won the Talisman, and then they had the second one for Fireworld, and the guy won the Chalice.
Yeah.
And then right as they were getting ready to do the third one was the video game crash of 1983.
Womp, womp, womp,
yes.
womp.
So then, everybody,
sounds like...
Right.
Just
like that. And so they worked it out amongst the players. Now, no one knows the fate of the remaining prizes, the crown, the flush.
And this is what distracted me from doing my job as a board op for Tulane basketball.
Right.
I literally was like, I must know the fate. I mean, what happens with the comic book? Because we don't even know the end of the story.
Right.
We got time, Brian. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
It's our own show,
That's
baby.
fine.
We can do whatever we want.
So only 3 comic books were produced. Right. There was like a little bit, like 20% of the code was written for Airworld, the final, but nothing playable. And the comic book was only discussed between the artists and the writers, but they never did anything. So, yeah, there's a whole quarter of the story gone.
So an epic quest, a quest of epic proportions, lays dying and dead now. We must breathe life back into it, Brian.
It's a good thing.
I Okay, what? You continue.
It's a good thing that thanks to Dynamite Entertainment that's taken up the mantle.
Yeah, no, see, continue. I think I'm not excited about it as you are because it's a meta comic book.
Well, it is.
So it's not the completion that I'm looking for. This does not make me happy. That just makes me angrier, actually.
Well, let me get it all out because,
fine.
Right, so basically, minus the prize pot, following the games and the comic series, the meta deal, it follows a participant of the original Swordquest who plays the ill-fated fourth game.
Yeah, but in real life.
In real life,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then, basically, we're going to see a comic book about a boy who plays and wins the game.
Right. So here's the thing. This is what really got my goat. The story must come to a completion. The original comic book artists and the people and the people who were going to write the story as well, they're still alive. They're in their 70s, but they're alive, Brian. We must find them. Also, we need to continue this game. Airworld has to be done. And then we have to get all the other people together to fight for the Sword of Sorcery because it's a quest that is just, it's dead.
Well, but
all of Nerdlandia demands that this quest be finished.
But we can't, Dave.
Well, no, we can.
The sword,
we have the power of iHeart flipping radio.
The sword no longer exists.
We make a new one. We forge it in the hearts of our listeners. We crowdfund that crap.
The Franklin Mint was the original creators of all the prizes.
Okay.
And when the prizes went unclaimed, they melted them down and made other stuff out of them. Yes.
Oh, God, why?
So what you're going to have is this new Swordquest comic book from Dynamite Entertainment to kind of fill the gap.
That's only filling the gap. We must have closure. It's like a jilted girlfriend or something. I need closure.
Well, we'll see what we can do, Dave.
Dang it, man.
Dave, are you ready to go to a break?
Yeah.
It sounds like you need one.
Guys, girls, in-betweens, this is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. When we get back, we'll wrap up the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. Stay tuned.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's.
We have 3 parades on the schedule tonight: Babylon, Chaos, and Muses, and they are all beginning to roll. Babylon is on St. Charles at Washington, and Muses is getting started at Jefferson and Magazine. Also, Chaos is following Muses at Magazine and Napoleon. Heavy traffic in Slidell on I-10 East starting at Gauze Boulevard. We've got an accident just north of I-12 on I-59 North near the Pearl River Welcome Center. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
Download the McDonald's app and get a free large soft drink with any purchase every week. And right now, get any size soft drink, sweet tea, or coffee for just $1 anytime at McDonald's. Limited time. Participation may vary. See McDonald's.com/app for details. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
iHeartRadio does something no other app or website can do. Thousands of live radio stations you can take anywhere. Want to listen to that station in Denver, but you're in Philly? No problem. In Austin, but you miss Seattle? No problem. Plus, iHeartRadio lets you create your own custom artist stations.
James from Metallica here. It's iHeartRadio.
Just type in the artist you love, and iHeartRadio creates a station just for you. Free radio and unlimited music all in one app. iHeartRadio.
If you need a quick loan, here are 3 reasons to choose LendUp.com, the better payday loan. 1, our application is done entirely online and good credit is not required. 2, if you're approved, you could have cash in as soon as 15 minutes and climb the LendUp ladder over time to more money at lower rates. And 3, LendUp has no hidden fees or debt traps. We only succeed when you do. LendUp.com, the better payday loan. Subject to availability in your state. Funding times vary by customer and an additional fee may apply. LendUp is licensed by the Department of Business Oversight pursuant to the California Deferred Deposit Transaction Law.
Napa know-how.
You can start a car with a bad taillight. You can start a car with a busted radio. Heck, a car can start with an astonishing number of broken parts. But a bad battery? You're going nowhere. So go with the Napa Legend battery. Now with up to a $20 prepaid Visa card by mail. $20 back and a battery you can trust? No wonder they call it a legend. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 2/28/17.
We're here in this new neighborhood to talk about the American dream. Looking good, boys. A dream that Navy Federal Credit Union wants to help you celebrate with a mortgage that you won't lose sleep over. Navy Federal offers 100% financing, no private mortgage insurance, and even no money down on a variety of conventional and VA loans. So start living your dream today. Subject to approval, 100% financing loans include an additional funding fee. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information. Open to the Armed Forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
AutoZone presents How to Rev Up Your Refund. Turn your tax refund into a lot more miles. Thanks to AutoZone, you can find the right oil change supplies to protect your engine mile after mile. Right now, buy 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and an STP filter for just $23.99 and get a free pair of Mechanic Square gloves by mail. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. See store for restrictions and details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Play Raising Cane's Peel the Love game. You could win our One Love or collect canes to win $100,000 for whatever you love. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love. No purchase necessary. Ends February 28th. Official rules and details on free entry at raisingcanes.com/peel.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief. Kasha's Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. Comic book related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
March 3rd through the 5th, CoastCon celebrates its 40th anniversary. Join us for the 40th annual Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Gaming Convention held in Mississippi's Gulf Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. Enjoy 3 days of gaming, costumes, shopping, and guest panels with celebrities like actor Oded Fair from the Mummy and Resident Evil franchises, and New York Times best-selling authors Robert Buettner and Claudia Gray. This March 3rd through the 5th, come celebrate 40 years of CoastCon. For more information, go to coastcon.org.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
We are Fox Sports.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to
Starscream here, and you are listening to The Week in Geek, Fox Sports, 1280 AM. Call me Lord.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
T-Squared. All right, Brian, we ain't got a whole lot of time left here in this thing. Nerdlandia, the dream within a dream.
Yes.
We're going to make that flag. We're going to crowdfund it
there you
somehow.
Go.
This Week in Geek History. Let's do it. This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future.
Yes! Oh, my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by NOLA Gaming Fest, February 18th and 19th at the Pontchartrain Center. Find out more at nolagamingfest.com. Whoops. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh, my gosh!
Da-na-na. Apparently I need to update stuff. All right, Brian, so what's first?
All right, real quick. When looking for history items on here, I found out that January and February are typically known as dump months in the movie industry. Where
dump months?
Yeah, where they don't put movies they think are going to do very well or they're obligated to put out or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because, so it was very hard for me to find a good movie for this week. But
well,
anyway.
You should have gone the opposite direction, found the worst movie possible.
Well, I did find a bad one.
Yeah.
All right, February 20th, 1944. The Batman and Robin comic strip by Bob Kane first appears in U.S. newspapers. It's the forerunner for the comic book, and it runs weekdays and Sundays.
So it started as a funny paper?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know.
Are you sure?
That's why we do this history
segment.
segment.
Are you sure?
Don't question me.
No, I'm going to question you.
I'm telling you.
That's some serious...
Yes. Moving on.
Okay.
This one was for Skungy if he would have been here. February 21st, 1986. The Legend of Zelda was first released in Japan on February 21st on the Famicom Disk System. It's a different system they have in Japan for, I guess, their Nintendo games and stuff.
Yeah.
So it came later to the States and everything, but that was the first one. And, of course, there was a second quest. If you beat the game
second quest
and you played it again, they changed kind of the dungeons up a little bit and everything.
Ooh.
But if you put your save name as Zelda, you could automatically get to the second quest.
Wow.
Yeah, a little
mind blown.
All right.
And it exploded.
This one's just for you, Dave.
Yay!
February 22nd, 1993. Sees the premiere of science fiction cult show Babylon 5 on the Primetime Entertainment Network.
Jesus,
I love Babylon 5. You know, Dave, speaking of Babylon 5,
what?
We're going to have a Babylon 5 guest at CoastCon, not this weekend, but next.
Okay.
Jason Carter.
He lives in town.
He does, and he's going to be there. It's going to be great.
Are we going to fight?
No, he's a nice guy. Right. Okay. Next one. February 23rd, 1455.
Holy crap.
It's the traditional date for the publication of the Gutenberg Bible.
Hey!
The first Western book printed with movable type. So,
and when did emojis come around? Did they put emojis in that first Gutenberg Bible?
No.
No?
No.
God spoke, and he said, "You are the turd."
Oh, jeez.
No?
Dave, no.
I knew it was the Gutenberg Bible, though.
Yes. All right.
I'm smart and stuff.
Good news, everyone.
February 23rd, 1927. The Radio Act of 1927 is signed into law, creating the Federal Radio Commission, which later becomes the FCC and is the whole reason we can't curse on air. All right. Last one on my list. Here's the movie. February 26th, 1988. Science fiction film Alien from L.A., starring Kathy Ireland, William R. Moses, Richard Haynes, Don Mitchell-Paul, and Thom Matthews.
Is that My Stepmother is an Alien, or what was that?
In it, a nerdy
That was
teen
Kim
girl.
Basinger.
Yeah, in it, a nerdy teen girl discovers strange underground civilization while looking for her missing father. It was featured on a 93 episode of MST3K because it looks terrible. I watched a trailer last night. It's horrible.
Awesome.
All right, birthdays.
All right, well,
no time.
Yeah, no time for birthdays. So, Brian.
Yes.
All right, so what's going on next week?
Next week is CoastCon, so you and I are going to be there. Oh, for interviews and stuff?
No, that's what I was asking. CoastCon is next week.
Yeah,
So
okay.
come and see us, guys. The 40th anniversary of CoastCon. March
3rd and 4th and 5th.
It's this freaking weekend. Starts Friday. Come out and see us, man. Odin Fair will be out there. Man, it's going to be awesome. We're going to do open ceremonies. It'll be a blast.
And we're going to do costume contests, too.
Absolutely. So more information, coastcon.org. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Jump and stop, put me down. I love to groove and boogie. Yeah.
We are Fox Sports 1280, WODT New Orleans, an iHeart radio station.